Well, we're together again for Connect 3. Week 17 as we work through our 40-week study of Jesus Now. The goal of these recordings is that you and I will encounter Jesus right now, right here. Jesus, as he's seated at the right hand of the Father, interceding in our behalf, whatever we face. The insights that we share today show Jesus as a compassionate, powerful Savior who values personal faith, works on his divine timeline, and brings hope even in the most desperate circumstances. We're going back to Matthew, and we're going to go to chapter 10, where Jesus is commissioning his 12 disciples for mission and giving them instructions on how to carry out their work. Let's look at a few insights from this chapter as we study Jesus Now. Jesus releases authority for kingdom work. In verse 1, Jesus gives his disciples authority to drive out impure spirits and to heal every disease and sickness. Watch this, empowering them to be extensions of his ministry. Jesus does not keep his mission to himself, but equips and entrusts and empowers his followers to carry out his work, showing his desire for partnership in spreading God's kingdom. Something else I want us to see is that Jesus prioritizes the lost sheep of Israel while preparing for a global mission. In verses 5 and 6, Jesus instructs the disciples to focus their efforts on the lost sheep of Israel. This initial focus sets the groundwork for a later mission to all nations. Begin at home and move to all nations. Jesus demonstrates strategic intentionality in his mission, starting with Israel to fulfill prophecy, then broadening this mission to include people all over the world. Jesus then warns about persecution, and he encourages faith that's fearless. Reading verses 16 to 25, Jesus prepares his disciples for rejection and persecution, comparing them to sheep among wolves. He assures them that the Spirit will give them the words to speak in difficult moments. Don't worry about what you're going to say. Jesus does not downplay the challenges of discipleship, but offers assurance of divine help and ultimate triumph of truth, encouraging perseverance, encouraging faith without fear. And lastly, Jesus encourages or even demands total surrender. As we read verses 37 to 39, Jesus declares that loving him must come before family. It must come before personal comfort, even to the point of losing everything for his sake. You see, Jesus reveals the radical nature of discipleship, requiring complete submission to him above all else, even when it involves sacrifice or loss. These insights portray Jesus first as an empowering leader, as a strategic visionary, a realistic yet encouraging teacher, and a Lord that calls for unwavering devotion. His instruction should remind us of the cost and the privilege of participating in His kingdom mission. Let's join Him in what He's doing in our neighborhoods. Blessings on you.